Hey guys, how's everybody doing this evening? It's Friday night and I'm home. Anyway, I wanted to follow up with a video that I just did, the last one I did about being alone. It seems like there were some comments, which I respond to every comment. And it's interesting how people perceive that I don't seem like I have much joy in my life. Well, when I'm talking on a subject that's very serious for me and I need to get the point across, I'm not very joyful when I'm talking. There's a lot of YouTubers out there when they talk about a certain subject and they're just so bouncing around, and that's not me. I'm very confident in my talking ability, and I'm not going to edit these videos. Like I said, none of my videos are edited. It's raw coverage. I'm not going in, and all I'm doing is going in, making sure the video looks okay, and then I'm submitting it. I'm not adding any kind of different thumbnail, nothing. So it's just raw. So if you hear a dog barking, hear a dog drinking water, I'm not going to edit that out. I don't have time to do that. I don't want to have time, and I don't need to explain that to you, but that's just the way it is. So if I seem kind of serious when I'm talking about a serious subject, about what I was talking about before, that's the way I'm going to be. So it's not that I don't have joy. I have a lot of joy in my life. But I'm not walking around smiling with a cheesy, phony smile and acting all that way when I'm talking about something that's, for me, a serious subject. And I don't mind you guys commenting. I had a lot of great comments, and I appreciate you guys commenting. I appreciate you guys liking. And I hope that you are subscribing to get my subscriber count up. But in regards to the last video, I had another story that went along with that, and it's about friendship and how being, a good friend, when you're a good friend to me, there's a lot that's required. And I'm very respectful to my friends, and but when something that you're doing that's disrespectful to me, I'm definitely going to tell you about it. And if you don't respond in the right way to try to change your behavior towards me, I'm going to walk away. I'm not going to, especially with friends that I've ended their friendship because there was no talking on their side. They didn't think that they had a problem. And so I have to walk away. And that doesn't mean that I don't have personal growth. It just means when I set a boundary with you and I've known you for so long and you start all of a sudden disrespecting me, I'm going to tell you once, and it's your opportunity to take accountability for your behavior towards me in a disrespectful way. And if that doesn't work, then I'm going to walk away. And it's so funny how some of my friends that I ended up letting go, they wanted to try to change me because they didn't like my directness and forwardness. And they wanted to be phony with their lives and phony to people to try to show people that they were good people. And it's like, you don't have to show people. I mean, your actions do speak louder than words, but it's like to be phony to somebody and then turn around and be a total jerk to them because they're not changing is just ludicrous to me. So, I think that's why I'm just not putting up with people's crap and disrespect. It's just, I respect myself enough to walk away. And it doesn't mean that I'm not trying. I'll give you one chance, but I'm not going to sit there and fight you to get you to change. That's not the way it works. It's not the way friendships work. You can have a discussion, and like I said, my New Year's resolution was 2 years ago. We can talk about it. If you're having an issue, you can get my opinion. And if you do nothing to try to fix it and we're discussing it 2 and 3 and 4 times, I'm not going to discuss it. I already discussed it with you. I told you what to do. If you're not willing to change, then we don't need to sit here and throw the ball against the wall and see how many times we can try to get it to stick, because I'm not going to be that person. there's a way to fix things in your life, and you have to be part of the process to do that. And if you're not even willing to try to change and fix yourself, I don't need to listen to it 14 times, because there's no different, there's one way to approach it, and that's to have a solution to your problem. And it's not going to take 3 or 4 times to talk about it to try to fix it, especially with me, because I'm straightforward. And that's the biggest problem with people, is they think that if they present a different way, there's going to be a different solution, when realistically there's not. So that's just the way. But the story I'm going to tell you is about my friend Jody. Known her for 34, 35 years. At the time that she asked me, I'd known her for 9 years. And this is a funny story, because it kind of goes along with being honest and being in a communicative relationship where you respect and love each other. And she's only a friend, and so she asked me to go to Gap with her because she wanted to try on and get a couple pairs of jeans. And so she invited me to go to Gap with her, so I went with her. And outside of the fitting rooms, there's a big, long bench. And there was a guy sitting probably 6 feet down on the same bench, and so I sat down, and Jody came out with her first pair of jeans. I said, "Oh no, they look terrible. They look awful. Go take them off." And he's kind of looking at me, and then she went back into the fitting room, and then she came back out with a second pair. I said, "No." And she goes, "I really like these though." She goes, "Do you think if I put a belt with a scarf around it?" I said, "No." I said, "Why are you hiding your figure? If you want these jeans to actually fit right and look right on you, they're going to make your figure look bad. And if you have to take the belt off, the scarf off, then you're going to look like a genuine dork," is what I would call it. So she went back in, and the guy looked over at me, and he says, "Dude, I could never talk to my girl like that." And I said, and then he started to go into a little bit more about it. And I put my hand up and I said, "There's something you need to know. For one, she's not my girl. For two, she brought me here to tell and to be honest with her, because she wanted my honest to God truth. And three, I don't understand any man that wants their girl out looking horrible if the clothes truly don't look good on her. For me, I would want my girl to look good. So I'm going to tell, and I'm going to be in a relationship where I can communicate with her and be honest about anything in life. Because if it's truly a good relationship and you're respectful to one another, you're honest about one another, you don't have to have that saying, happy life, happy wife, or happy husband, happy life, same kind of thing. Rope. So when people sit there and say that, you know that they can't communicate among each other. So stop it. So anyway, sorry about the disruption. I have a dog that likes to bark there is noise outside. In fact, that's why my cameras are going berserk. Anyway, so that being said, Jody ended up coming out with the third pair, and I told her no. I said no, and then when she came out, of course, it's the last pair she tries on. It was the one that looked really good on her and made her figure look good, and she ended up buying a couple pairs of it. And the guy just looked at me, and he could tell the way I was communicating with her that, we found the right jean that fits her, and she bought a couple different pairs, a couple different colors of them, and we went about our way. But I just found it interesting that he's sitting there trying to educate me, and that he's going to try to tell me that, he can't talk to his girl like that, so why am I talking to my girl like that? When she's not my girl, she's a friend. So I just find it interesting when people want to try to tell their take on it, and, I didn't take anything he said, but the simple fact that he's not in a very good relationship if you can't be honest with your significant other. So anyway, I appreciate you guys watching. Like and subscribe if you like this video, and comment. Let me know if you've ever had this situation happen with a friend that wants the honest truth. And, let me know what you think. I appreciate you guys watching, and I will see you on the next one.